4-player map, Cactus Valley. This is one that everybody should know and love or hate.
We know it too.
Yeah. I think we're jumping into it right now, guys. Game number 2, Curious versus Flash on Cactus Valley.
스베누 큐리어스 이원표 vs KT 롤스터 플래시 이영호.
Down here in the bottom left, in the purple, our Zerg friend from Spenu. It is Curious.
And up here in the top right, player winning game 1, Flash. Nice mech style. Playing that new map, Bridgehead.
Yeah. And coming into this one, a gigantic map of Cactus Valley, and these guys are at cross spawns. Korea Chemistry Master.
Indeed.
Talking about the MC on the Korean desk. Not exactly sure what they said. Maybe he's known as the Korea Chemistry Master. Not really sure what that is referring to.
Nope, no idea.
Do you have any idea, Mingley?
I have no idea, man. I don't think I want to know either.
Yeah. Who knows what that guy's doing in his free time?
Well, this is a very big map. It's going to give Flash a lot of space to get up his macro as well, which is obviously exactly what he wants. I wouldn't even be surprised if he went for that CC first, and I think that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Queuing up a bunch of STVs, so he'll be looking for that, and he's going to get away with it.
Curious at the same time, not really one to shy away from these very late game ZVTs either. You know, known to love to go to that very high-tech Zerg, and a pretty good macro Zerg at that. Korea Chemistry Master, once again, KCM. Really don't know what that's referring to.
Maybe is it like something to do with students out here? Maybe there's like a Korean university nearby.
I don't know.
Chemistry class.
Chemistry school.
Yeah.
It's possible, I suppose.
Flash actually going for that high ground CC.
That's cool.
Not as confident as I thought he'd be. I mean, I guess there's always that risk there, but it's a 4-player map. It's pretty rare that anyone would go for an early pull.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he thinks that Curious isn't going to be too happy after that game, and he's like, oh, maybe he'll 9-pull me on this big map. It's happened before.
Yeah.
I think Life has done it before in a series against Dream, and was able to take some games that way.
Well, that's Life as well, right? Like, Life will actually just do that on occasion. I don't think Curious is the kind of player to really do that at all. Curious is much more happy with that macro style going to the later game, which is why Flash was the one that was the aggressive last game. Like, this is why Curious has also lost to Proxy Reapers in the past as well.
Yeah. Well, Curious just sitting back here on 2 base. Gonna get those queens up and 4 lings. Start scouting the map. They keep talking about how Kanata looks like Faker. You know Faker from League of Legends.
Does he really there?
A little bit, actually. He does, a little bit.
Very tiny bit.
Koreans love to compare and contrast people and say, like, hey, you look like this person.
They do, actually. They, especially to foreigners.
Yeah. People have said that you look like Brad Pitt before.
They have. and I'm pretty happy with that.
Who else? There was one other guy.
It's like, jeez. I mean,
everybody knows that you look exactly like the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well.
Man with no face.
I don't think anyone's called me that out here, though. Here it's been like Brad Pitt, or I could just say like Orlando Bloom or something. Anyone with long hair, and they're like, you look like him.
They're like, you have long hair. You look exactly like this guy. You're like, no, like, not at all. But I don't know. I think you look like Brad Pitt.
You're just sweet on me.
I think there are some similarities there.
You're sweet. Must be my ripped buddy.
It's definitely that. Right? People have said that Wolf looks like Hugh Grant. I think I'm like the only foreigner that agrees with that.
Yeah, you are.
I think I am. I see it, man. I don't know why no one else does.
I didn't see it, man.
Well, kind of an interesting build here from Flash. He's adding 2 extra barracks while going for a bunch of Hellions here. We may just see like a 2-base Hellbat all in.
We could very well see that. You know, he's going to have map control with the Hellions. Staying on 2-base though, which is the big thing that Zergs really want to scout in the early game, the mid game, but you know, being at cross map, it's so much harder to scout this. So Flash can put on a lot of aggression that he would not be expecting, especially from someone like Flash. Here, like, I'm sure Curious would be expecting a third CC and a more of a macro game, maybe even mech. Probably not mech on this kind of map, maybe more of a Buyer style. Flash, you know, he's decided to be aggressive once again. I do like this a lot, actually.
Yeah. It's really going to contrast from the last game. You know, Flash went for that proxy Rupert build, yes, but after that he put down like 2 CCs and just laid back, went for, you know, attack after attack, but he was sitting back trying to get his economy up here, but or in that last game rather. But in this game, I think he's just going to go and sit here on 2-base, really trying to put the pressure here. Looks like a bunch of bio, as well as a lot of Hellions in the mix. No armory just yet, though.
No, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to have an armory either. You can just go for, you know, a big play with Hellion Buyer. His stim is finishing up pretty quickly too, and he's going to have Medivacs before he decides to move out. It's going to be a pretty scary force when he decides to make the move, and look at that. First Overlord to make it to the main base, completely deflected by a Marine.
You'll notice that all the buildings of Flash are all on the right side. It's like one red line.
Yeah.
It's just so that Curious can't scout this at all.
It's completely designed to never be scouted until, you know, the army comes out.
I wonder if Curious is going to smell something in the air. He is putting down that Baneling Nest.
Yeah, he's got it in good time. Like, he has the tools to defend against this. He has the creep spread as well. He just has to not drone too hard and make sure he has spotters on the map.
Yeah, this is still going to be an incredibly hard push to hold, though. This is going to be a bunch of bio with Stim, a bunch of Medivacs coming out here, as well as Hellbats. We already see that armory about to finish up right now. 2 Medivacs making their way across the map right now, as Curious puts down a 4th hatchery here, Macro Hatch. Man, that is going to be so many Hellbats. 9 Hellions already out on the map.
Yeah, that is going to be quite dangerous. Here it comes. It's all about positioning though. The creep spread is good. He just has to have Banelings out in time. They did morph pretty late as well, mind you. Yeah. See how aggressive Flash is going to be. If he gets on top of them, if he gets just a couple of Hellbats in there to absorb them all.
Oh boy. He spotted them. He's going to take down a bunch of these Banelings before they even get a chance to morph.
Here we go. He's got to split well. Well enough, I think. So many Hellbats left over. Getting 1 decent Baneling on 4 of them.
So much left over. And what does Curious have? A bunch more Lings popping out, and 4 more Banelings are here.
Oh, nicely done there. Really great positioning with these Hellbats and Marauders. Soaking up so much of the Banelings hits.
So many drones just running away. He made this focus fire down this hatchery.
Yeah, you can definitely afford to at this point.
There is 1-1 out here for Curious, but he's still going to lose this hatchery.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard situation for Medivacs with this as well. He needs Banelings to be there to do the damage. With Lings alone, even at 1-1, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. If you'll notice, the supplies are in favor of Flash, but 22 more drones here, more workers for Curious. Barely got an army at all, to be honest. He's got 19 army supply.
Yeah, he was completely caught out by this. If he had Banelings ready for this, if he had the spot as necessary and saw this coming, he would have been in such a dominant position, but just a little too late with everything. Banelings coming out again.
This is a lot of Banelings, but they don't have speed, and a lot of them are just running straight into Hellbats. A lot of the bio left over, so many Marines left over.
Yeah, this is 1-1 there. There might be enough Lings at this point. Flash might have to lift and get out of here, regroup, and then go for that kill. Baneling speed nearly finished as well. It's going to really help out, but no Banelings being made.
Yeah. You know, Flash does not have that 3rd CC behind this. He's only now making it.
Yeah, he could certainly hold on for at least a little while longer. He'd be in a great spot. Smart from Flash to pick up. He needs that bigger army.
Yeah. Like you said, he just really needs to group up and get a decent army out here. Especially because Curious's economy is going to be shot for quite a while. I mean, he's only got 2 hatcheries here, 2 mining bases as he remakes that hatchery.
1 Hellbat's going to do a lot of work here, especially if it's tanking. It's going to be a good trade for Flash.
So many of these units being straight up healed by the medevacs.
Yeah.
Just getting in the corner here. It is so hard for the Lings to do any damage. So much of the bio still survives, taking out so many Lings.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was pretty unreal. And we do have that follow-up here from Flash, trying to go for the natural, it seems.
This could do some work. A lot of Lings still waiting in the main now. Distraction. Oh, another unhealthy fight happening. It's so cost efficient for Flash. This many medevacs is kind of ridiculous.
A lot of transfuses going down into this one queen, keeping it alive for a long time. But it finally does go down, and Flash has just got the momentum right now. He immediately goes for another drop towards this third base, taking out so many of these drones.
Yeah, 14 down in the third base like this. Just go back into the main base. Mutas are finally coming out.
This kind of drop, you know, they weren't all bunched up there in the corner, so Curious is going to do a better job, but at the same time, Flash still's trading pretty well. Oh, man.
He might be committing a little too much at this point. He keeps losing these medevacs just to a couple of queens. And now when the mutas come out, like, they're going to be able to really deal with them. They have been softened up already. A lot more fire coming across the map there. It's going to be about if there's enough Banelings in this competition. And currently there's 5, but they are out of position for this third base.
Now even Widowmine's being added into the mix, and he's already got them down, burrowed. I don't see much detection even over here.
Here we go. Pretty decent engagement, looks like. It will be for Curious, unless a bad mine hit happens. Not going to happen there. And he's going to clean it up, and you know what? Curious is kind of stabilizing at this point.
Yeah, somehow, some way, man.
Somehow, some way. He needs detection for these Widow Mines.
Yeah, but once he gets them and kind of cleans them up, he will be able to secure this third base. Flash has his own third base, but not really taking the best fights, and he's so behind on upgrades.
He needs more Banelings as well. You know, he didn't make any extras. He's got 2 currently. Might be enough if Flash doesn't target them down. Oh, big Widow Mine hit. That Mutacount's actually very healthy.
Up at 13, and there are 19 Marines out on the map, but they're not really grouped up just yet. Trying to group together here in the middle and then go for another push.
Yeah, well, Flash can just do this for the rest of the game, considering his economy lead right now. They both have 3 bases, but Flash is fully saturated. There's currently 5 drones on Curious's.
Yeah.
So that 2-2 is really helping out for Curious.
Did Flash get 2-2? I saw him making 2 engineering bays, or rather 1-1.
He's got +2 on the way. He does have 1-1 currently.
Okay.
So he's down a set of upgrades, which is really helping out Curious stabilize in this match.
But like once Flash hits 2-2, it's gonna take so long for Curious ever to make it to Hive. Like he may just not be able to if he's continuously just trying to defend.
I think he'll
probably keep making Banelings and Mutas.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna stay in this competition for the rest of the game. I don't think he has really a choice about it. He's gonna try and take this very advantageous fight at some point and try and just overwhelm Flash. He might want to go for a 4th base before that happens as well and move out in the map with these Mutas, which he is now. But either way, you know, he's so far behind in army supply that it's always going to be a massive uphill battle.
Yeah, and there's even a spotter there for Flash. Really nicely done. He sees exactly when that 4th base comes down. So he can kind of use that timing, say like, oh, okay, you're trying to move to that 4th base. You might be building up that economy. Maybe I can go for a follow-up push. But for now, just delaying in the middle, sitting on that watchtower. Drilling Claws also on the way. It's going to make these Widowmines even scarier.
Yeah, he's kind of playing for that later game here. He doesn't have to really push it at this point. He did the economic damage a long time ago. Just about solidifying that win with a better army and a better engagement. Creep spread's also pretty stunted at this point as well. He's starting to remake it outside that 3rd, but still a long way to go, and only 1 Creep Queen.
Yeah. One other thing I want to mention is that Flash is finally adding Thors into this mix. He had some brutal games against Life where Life just massed Mutas and Flash never made any Thors. Looks like he's finally, you know, kind of shored up that area of his TVZ, made it a bit better. He's noticing that Curious is going for a lot of Mutas, so he just wants to defend against that.
Oh, man. It's going to be so much. He's too busy focused on a Ling run by, losing 12 drones. The Lings do absolutely nothing in that run by. You guys missed it, but it did nothing. It went into that natural and just died to an army. So Curious getting caught out here. It's going to have to deal with these mines before they reset as well.
There was also a bit of a Widow Mine trap up in the top left, which was pretty interesting. Flash wanted to bait all those mutas up to follow a dropship, but
yeah, look at that.
Didn't quite pan out, though.
3 mines there. They randomly go to the top left. They will lose a bunch.
And now look at this. Like you were saying before, Flash is playing totally for the late game. He's getting his own 4th base up. He's got 3-3 on the way. And Curious just still doesn't really have enough room to go for that hive just yet. I don't even think he has an infestation pit.
No, not currently. But you know what? He is actually getting his army. His economy's like fantastic at this point. 4 bases, all fully saturated. Creep spread's decent. It's kind of just waiting for Flash to make a move, but Flash, he just isn't. He doesn't really have to. He's waiting for that +3, waiting for enough Thors and enough mines so he can take a much better fight. Not finding anything with these mines, but stopping some mining time for at least a little bit.
Trying to come in with another drop to the 3rd base, but a good pull. He's going to try to go into the main. Maybe beat these mutas into a bunch of hits. Oh my god! So many of those mutas in the very, very red.
Yeah, he lost a bunch. Oh man, what a mistake. Got to pay attention to that, especially if they have drilling claws.
Yeah, that was a really nice move by Flash, in fact.
It's going to trigger the move out as well. Flash is maxing out at the right time. +3 about to finish. Composition looking good. The mutas have been so badly injured that a couple of Thor shots will deal with them.
It doesn't even look like Curious wants to fight this straight up. He's going for a big counterattack at the 3rd base right now. And so many of these SCVs already being pulled. There's a lot of Widow Mines to defend as well. Oh, whoa!
Yeah. Not finding enough there. A few hits on Flash, actually. I don't think Flash is paying attention.
Hit a lot of those Marines in the back, actually.
Bane's cleaning up what they can at this 3rd base, but not really enough. Nice supply lead now for Curious. He did get a couple of decent hits off. Flash lost most of his mines in his army as well, and is moving across on the creep. Mutaflux is actually really healthy once again, back to the green, and he's sitting at about 17 meters right now, I believe. 23, sorry. Okay, I was a little bit off.
You were close.
A little bit off. Just looking for the counterattacks, and I like this too. It's going to be a hard army to fight head on, especially with this many Thors, but if you can keep going for these counterattacks with this kind of meter.
The Widow Mine hits are pretty pathetic, in fact. And the muta's getting a lot of damage here, taking out a bunch of SCVs, even some Widow Mines there. He's going to draw Flash's entire army back and buy himself so much space. This is so many mutas in the main base of Flash.
Yeah, he could actually just sack the CC as well if he wants to. There's no reason not to. It's going to take a while for everything to get up there. Oh, that's really nice Thor drop there. That's going to do some damage.
Yep. Decent spread from Curious, but he still does take a lot of damage, as you mentioned. Flash trying to learn from Dream, it seems, with his Thor dropping skills.
Yeah.
Seeming to work out so far.
Just about finding the space for Flash to move across the map and try and put that nail in the coffin there. And Curious is not going to let that happen. Curious might want to consider going to Hive, considering he is buying this kind of time.
Yeah. And as you say that, Moonblade, Infestation Pit immediately coming down.
There we go.
All GM Zergs think alike, I suppose.
I like to think so. Certainly not this season so far.
Oh!
1 hit off on 1 meter.
Yeah. Not that much damage, though. The mutas weren't really bunched up. Flash is maxed out, though, right now with 3-3. Does even have a bunch of upgrades for his Thors. I saw +2 armor at least out.
Getting that counterattack army sort of spotted out as well gave Flash the opportunity to go across the map, look for a base, look for this 4th base.
Yeah.
So many banelings for Curious, though. It's just about finding the hits and not getting hit by mines.
Oh, wow. 12 kills on that 1 Widow Mine.
There we go. It should be enough for him to actually go for the engagement. He's got to have these mutas with the army there. He can't just try and clean up by himself, but the mutas are going for a counterattack while this is still happening. And Flash cleans the rest of the ground army up here. I think this might have been a folly move from Curious.
Yeah, you know, he's going to be able to take out the 4th base here of Flash, but he's going to lose his own 5th and 4th bases. So not really the best trade here. Unless he thinks he can just defend with his reinforcements, but it's not really looking that way right now.
Yeah, maybe if these mutas got on top of the production and like stopped an army from being made again, while he tried to clean up the rest of the army that's attacking him with Ling Bane, that could be a thing. But the way it's going, like, there's no way these mutas are going to do much more damage. They're going to eventually get whittled down by the Marines coming out, especially with the upgrade advantage. There's a 1-1 mutas against 3-3 Marines.
A bunch of Banelings rolling into only Thors and Marauders here. Yeah. Finally, one Thor goes down, but like I said, that +2 armor really helping out.
Yeah, just not enough damage there. The counterattack didn't do enough. Flash still has 1 mining base. He has an upgraded army far beyond what Curious has. Curious lost 2 bases in that exchange. It's not looking good at all, and Flash is going to be looking to end it.
Yeah, Flash can even just float one of his CCs over and just start mining from that base once again. Looks like Curious does want to put a stop to that, though. Coming back with his mutas here, trying to catch some reinforcements, it seems. But he's not going to have much to stop that army.
No, not at all. There's not enough Ling Bane here. In this third, it's going to go down. There's a base up top remaking for Curious, which is something, but no economy for now. How is he going to deal with this kind of army?
Looks like he just almost wants to trade out, like kill the orbitals of Flash. He's going to be able to take out this one at least.
Yeah. Well, eventually, but he's losing mutas while he does it. And it's still like a muta killing army. And Flash is just moving across the map with, Widowmine's Thors. The moment they engage, his mutas are gone.
So Flash right now, he's got that 1 mining base, but does he have much else? It's pretty much only that base for now.
Yeah, it's pretty much it, but that's all he needs really to finish this one out. And he's making another CC at that base that just went down. He's just got to get the turrets up to defend it, maybe a bunker as well. Mutas are going for it right now, and Flash knows it.
Yeah. As long as he gets back there with his army, he should be totally fine. There's no way Curious can commit to that.
Ooh.
And I love the idea here from Flash, just adding in more Thors. He knows the bulk of Curious's army right now is pretty much only mutas.
It's really what's keeping him in this game. Only mutas at this point. They're counterattacking with the mutas. If they get hit pretty badly like that, they just become useless.
Cute little run by here to that 4th base. Not going to do too much damage, just delay some mining. There's a gigantic gas bank, in fact, actually, for Curious here.
Yeah, he went for that pathogen cleanse, I believe. Oh, that might have been last game. Yeah, he hasn't done them this game, but he could just consider it, adding in some infestors. Not finding much again. Yeah. Maybe infested would help out if you had just a little bit more of a mineral income, just to try and make use of that kind of gas bank. Kind of seems like he should have gone for that hive tech just a little bit sooner.
4 Thors right now on the map. Some hidden Widow Mines, trying to get those shots off when he gets taken out. And we just saw a scan go down from Flash saying, oh, you haven't even rebuilt that 3rd base. So now he gets a scan on the actual bases. Uh-oh, some Widow Mines out there.
Oh, man. It's so hard to be using mutas at this point of the game when you're up against this many Thors and Widow Mines. Good positioning. Flash is waiting for them because he knows that's all he's got.
Nice little counterattack is going to try to come in, but it just barely does get spotted here by Flash, and that is a lot of Banelings out on the map.
Muta's getting big hits as well. This could be it. This is taking way too much damage from every angle.
He lost so many mutas there. All of the Banelings go down for barely any damage. Takes out a bunker. And Flash, he's still got that sick economy. He's got those 2 bases up now and a really fantastic army. Fantastic upgrades at the same time. He's going to shut down this base. And Curious doesn't really have much else.
Yep, 1 mining base after this one. He did remake that base in the mid-left. Flash will be looking for it. Just being careful with his army. He's got that nice lead, but big Baneling hits can kind of reset it as well.
A very puny attack coming in here with the Banelings. Not really going to get any damage done there. And Flash now. Finally grouping up, trying to put that nail in the coffin, Moonglade.
Yep, the once and for all. You know, it's been a long time coming. Flash has always had this lead. It's just about trying to close it out. Constant counterattack has been really doing some great work for Curious, but I think he's ran out of options at this point. Economy's just never been the same. Few Bailey's left over, but great spread. And a huge amount of souls as well for these meters. One large disc effort.
GG. Flash takes another game here, up 2-0 on Curious. And Curious, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. It's not looking good at all. Flash has his number. It's really good thought out strategies from Flash as well. You know, I like that idea that you have that map. It was cross map, so you know what, go for a 2-baser and really hide it, because there's no real way Overlords are going to get any idea of what's going to be coming.
Yeah. It seems like the idea from Flash is to just not allow Curious to get to that very late game in a good way. He's like, I don't want you to be comfortable and just sit on, you know, 3, 4, even 5 bases at some times. And